Hi, this is Pink Girly, and I'm here today recording a video for bbcraft.com. I received some wonderful items from them to craft with, and this is my third video. And I was a little bit at a loss for what to do. I had received these great silicone molds from them, and I had all these plans, and then realized I don't have the resin. So I wanted to get the video out with some of the other items that I got. My stencil um, that I received from them are wonderful, so I did a video on those. But I also received this really nice daisy trim, a whole wheel of it. So I have been playing around with that and doing a few things. And then I got these really nice, I guess you call them jewelry findings. I chose the ones that are all leaves, and they're different sizes. And I've been using these for a variety of things as well. So I thought, well, why not just do a little video and show you some of my ideas for these items and for my daisy trim. So I'm going to make a little journal, and I wanted a cloth cover. So I put some fabric together. It's just going to be small. I'm thinking about putting some painting papers in here. And I'm going to decorate my cover with my trim, my daisy trim. Actually, I think I'm going to go here. So I'm going to stitch that on and either put a magnet or fashion it somehow so it will stay closed for me. Of course, that's not a rocket science type of idea, because when you think of trim, you certainly think about stitching it onto fabric. And then I have a slow stitch project that I didn't grab that I'm going to incorporate these daisies too, because you can snip these apart real easily. Let me just grab a pair of my scissors. There's just the little strings here that hold those two petals together, and they're real easy to just snip apart and then add them individually to a project as well. And I've also used some distress ink. Let's see if I have the right let's use this little ink pad here. I also can distress these little daisies. If you have a project that you're not looking to use a very white image, you can also take some of your ink from your ink pad, use your blender, and knock that brightness of that white back a little bit, and that will incorporate very nicely into a vintage project. So don't forget about that. It's something else you can do. And then when I was sitting here this morning thinking, well, I'm going to stitch these on my book cover. I'd also like to use some of the trim on a greeting card. So that's what I'm going to try this morning. I have a card blank here, and I'm going to use this strip of 3 daisies on the side of my card, and I'm first going to use these 3 as a stencil, and I'm going to see how that works. So I have a very soft mop brush here. This happens to be a Maxine mop, if you're familiar with Maxine Thomas at all, and it's put out by Lowe Cornell, and I love these mop brushes. This one is a 3/8 size mop brush. Now, I did try this on a piece of scrap paper with a blending tool, and it got too much of the outside area, and I wanted to kind of control it a little bit. So I thought I'm going to try my blending brush, and I'm going to use Distress Oxides because they blend very well. And I'm just going to hold this with my finger. I'm going to tap my brush down into that medium, and I'm going to try to keep, I probably could washi tape this down, but I'm just going to see if I can go around my petals very gently and use it as a stencil. Now I'm just looking to get some color on the side of my card here. Now don't forget, you can find these daisy trim at bbcraft.com. I find myself wanting to say crafts, but it's craft singular. And they have a lot of product. They have a lot of jewelry type product, but they have a lot of other stuff as well. And this trim is got a real nice weight to it. It's not flimsy at all. So I'm just starting out with some purple. And you might be able to do this a little better than I am. But see, that looks cool, right? So I've got the outline of 3 little daisies. Now I'm going to come in with some orange color, like a carved pumpkin color. And I'm going to offset it a little bit. And I'm just going to come around the edge of this daisy again. Now see, I can put this in my stash, and when I want to add a little bit of a flower stencil to another project, I'll have these little daisies. Now I think the brush is working very nicely, because with the blender tool that I had, it was square, you know, that rectangle, and so it kind of well, it was just a little too messy for me. And so I'm going to rub off the rest of that orange, and then I'm going to come in with my pink. Now I'm sure you can come up with plenty more ideas to use these daisies. Certainly a journal page comes to mind. And I think I want to go back up to the top. Now my idea is, oh, you know what? I'm going to put my hot glue gun on just in case I need it. Now what I didn't do is pull out a sentiment. So I'm going to see if I have something that'll work sitting right next to my works area. I want to get this bottom guy really well. All right, now see, I think I can just fuzz those out a little bit. All right, so I just have a little bit of a ghosting of my daisies. Now I'm going to take 3 more. I'm just going to snip those off of my little wheel. And I think I want to put them on like that. Now, I think what I'm also going to do is on one of these, here we go. Let's see if I can find a round applicator. Woohoo! Now, before I put my daisies down, I'm going to come in with a little bit more of this, my color. Now, I do have orange on this. I'm just kind of blending my colors and bringing that so your eyes kind of focus into the center of the card. Just going to add a little more of my lilac down here. All right. Now I think I'm going to go in with my paintbrush just hit that corner a little better. And then continue with some of the orange out this way. All right. Now let me see what I have here. I have a new stencil I bought. Let's see. Well, I think we can make this work. Instead of me digging through all my stencils that I have packed away, let's see if I can make this work. This I have a little bicycle. All right, this says adventure awaits. And then I have this really cool bicycle stamp that I'm going to go ahead and use. Now, if you check out bb.com, you will find lots of supplies. And I'm going to use, I think, a navy ink. And if you're looking for any kinds of beads or jewelry findings, the stencils I got from them are amazing, absolutely amazing. In the product that I picked, there were 16 stencils, and so I'm going to post below my other BB Craft videos so you can watch it, because the stencil one is really cool. All right, so I'm going to press my stamp down. No, guys, I dropped my, but you get the idea. I dropped my stamp. And this says adventure awaits. So let me go ahead and ink that up. All right. Now I've got my glue gun plugged in, and I want to cover up my ink because I always end up dropping something onto my ink pad that I don't want on my ink pad. And I think I'm going to just use a little bit of, let's see if I can reach my Fabri-Tac. Now you could use this card for wishing someone well on a trip, or if they've got a promotion coming up, or any kind of a thing happening in life that you could deem an adventure. And daisies are certainly a happy flower to go on an adventure with. So, and you could use these, like I said, cut apart, put them around your card. You could trim your card. Now, the other thing I was thinking, on journal pages, it would look, also really nice. So that's an idea for some daisies. And of course, your slow stitching. Now, I was working the other day on a journal page, and not an art journal, but a journal that I'm building to put or take with me in a craft sale, or it's more of a journal book, not an art journal book. And I put together a page that I'm going to show you. And this is what I did. So I made an envelope, a little 4x4 envelope that you can open up and have room to journal on your page. But I wanted to be able to close this and keep the flap down without using a magnet. And so what I did was I created a little cluster of fabric. I layered that fabric up, and then I stitched on one of BB Craft's leaves. And it's just a nice weight where it will hold that down. But the person using the journal book can then just flip this up out of the way and be able to journal in that spot. And it works really well with the theme of my book, which is more of a nature journal with bugs and birds and flowers. So isn't that cool? Now, of course, you can make a pair of earrings out of this. I also have here where I made a little spiral bracelet. This one is just a small little coil. I used some memory wire, and I don't know BB Craft's inventory completely, but you may even be able to find the wire. Certainly you'll be able to find beads. But these little leaves are part of the leaf collection in this little set that I got that has all these metal leaves, and they're really nice charms. So that's also another option for you. So you want to make sure you check out bbcraft.com. Okay? They have wonderful products. They do have a program if you have a YouTube channel whereby they support you and supply you with some materials whereby you can create. And so really check them out. It's great company. So that's it for me. Video 3 with the items that I received from bbcraft.com. I will put the link below of my other video showing you my stencils and then my introductory video for bbcraft.com. So thanks for watching. I hope you got a few ideas here that'll work for you. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.